second episode of the tips and tricks for Star Trek Online. I've decided to do this episode based on how to get a tier 6 ship, because I'm actually on a few groups on Facebook, and I have noticed a lot of people are actually wondering, how do I do this? How do I get these ships? And a lot of people have actually been worrying about it. It's not really something you need to worry about. So what I'm going to do is I will quickly explain that if you are under level 50, do not worry. Each 10 levels, you will get a new ship. If you are struggling with missions, have a look at what your ship is running. If you have different types of energy weapons, such as Disruptor and Phaser, go for one of them. Don't go for a mixture of them. It may look pretty, but it's actually going to be pretty darn bad for you. And you're going to handicap yourself, and your damage output is not going to be very high in comparison to if you had one set of energy types. So yeah, have a look at everything that you're running on your ship if you are having said issues. But literally, I wouldn't worry about getting a Zen ship straight away. You really do need to wait until you've hit the end game stuff to actually get that. So with getting a tier 6 ship, if you are level 50 and you are still new to the game, obviously it's not that difficult to get to level 50. All you basically really have to do is play through the missions and you'll get there. And that's like doing a bare minimum. So if you are level 50 and you are now wondering, can I get a tier 6 ship? Well, obviously the easiest way to do so is to spend real cash. So wherever you are, whether it be dollars, pounds, whatever, that's going to be the easiest way. Okay, and they are going to cost roughly about, in pounds, it costs roughly about 20 to 25 pounds for a ship. So if you have that spare money, go ahead and go for it. If you don't have the money to be wasting on them, then the best way really is you can farm energy credits. So you can do that doing the end game stuff, and that's very easy to do. It takes a bit longer, but you have to work with some things, unfortunately. So farming energy credits, getting rare items that are higher on demand at the moment, selling them for a little bit higher. So if you have a look on the exchange and say you had, I don't know, let's go over there and have a look. But say you had, I don't know, like an omnidirectional phaser, which is a 360-degree phaser beam. And let's just take you over on the prices, actually. Let's just have a look. We'll just say an omnidirectional weapon, just because it broadens it a little bit. Okay, so the cheapest omnidirectional on there at the moment is your anti-proton beam. So this is only an example. I wouldn't be using the omnidirectional beams like this because you can see how low they are anyway, and you're going to be wanting to get to probably roughly at most 200 million. So making 200 of these, or buying them and then selling them for a higher price, isn't going to be the best way to go. So the way the exchange works, obviously, supply and demand. The more something is demanded by other players, the higher price you can put at it. But say there was only one anti-proton beam here. So ignore that other 1 million one. So there was only one. You bought it. You can then sell it for higher, because the next highest one is 2 million. So you could evidently sell that for 1,999,999, technically, and that would be the cheapest. And it kind of works on that kind of roll. So you buy for cheap, sell for a bit more, but you can't sell more than the cheapest one. It's going to be difficult to sell. You may be able to go slightly more. So the next cheapest is 2 million. If you ignore that other 1 million, you would then sell that for slightly. You can probably sell it for like 2.1 mil. Because that cheapest one is going to go, because it is the cheapest one. Obviously, people are going to buy and look for the cheapest thing. But that's basically how you can run the standard exchange. Same with the dilithium exchange, to be honest. So if you had enough dilithium, to buy the cheapest amount of Zen, you could then sell it. Say the Zen. Let's take you on to that as well, actually, because it's going to be a lot easier to explain. So we've got all this Zen here. As you can see, that it's going kind of basically 165 dilithium per Zen, and that's one Zen. That's not just the whole amount. That's just the one. Say you didn't have this 166, or even if you had the 166, to be honest, there isn't a lot of it. So if you bought all of that Zen, you then sold it for 166 dilithium per Zen, you're still technically making a profit. It may be only one more dilithium, but that's how you keep going. You just keep going through that, and you keep matching buying the lowest and then selling for the next lowest, if that makes sense. So if you were to buy perhaps half of this 165, there's not a huge reason to put it back up 165. You can always keep hold of it and then sell it on later when the prices have changed, because they fluctuate so much depending on what promotional things are on and about. Obviously you can get a lot of dilithium via the end game stuff like the Voth Battle Zone. You can actually go over there and you get, do the tasks at hand, and you actually get the dilithium for it. You can even use dilithium vouchers to mine the dilithium, which, ignore all the crap in my inventory, which are these what I've highlighted here. And mostly roughly, unless there's a dilithium weekend, you get about 5,000. That's bad for dilithium. Not a huge amount. But save up all your dilithium if you are struggling to get a ship without paying real cash. And it's completely understandable if you don't want to. I'm a big whale, not just size-wise. I throw cash at people like crazy. Literally, I get paid and I open my wallet and I go, how much do you want? But that's me. That's just me. So literally you can farm these like that. They're not the quickest. They are not the quickest, but you will eventually get there. You may even find good deals. The reason why I say you can get a ship for no more than 200 million energy credits is because there is a fantastic little group out there on Facebook, which is the STO Xbox One Private Exchange. There is a hyphen between the private exchange and the Xbox One. And there is a rule on there that no higher than 200 million unless they are promotional ships, like the Enterprise J, the Universe class. That, you can find some great people on there to actually help you out with the ships. And they are basically the ways to kind of farm these currencies. Obviously, doing all your missions will help you get the more dilithium. It will also help you get energy credits. Selling all your junk stuff you don't need. My inventory is absolutely full of junk stuff, as you have already seen, such as this. Don't need that. I don't need them. Don't need that. Don't need that. I won't get anything for that. Oh, I did get something for that. Okay, I thought that was just a standard. Don't need that. I don't need that. Yeah, I've already got 16,000, which in a hindsight isn't a lot in comparison to 200 mil. But these are just basic items. If you were to work the exchange, like I've said, buying the cheapest, selling for a little bit higher, or buying all the cheapest ones. If you've got the money to buy, like those anti-proton beams, I obviously have the money to buy both of them. I wouldn't buy both of them. But if you bought both of them and then sold them later on for just under 2 million, you're making a profit instantly. You're making nearly $1 million profit instantly. You can even go for, to be honest, for the exact same amount as the cheapest one, because that's not actually going to be an issue at all. I've recently done that with some omnidirectional beams, and they disappeared basically within the first few minutes that I had them up. They literally just done. But that's basically how you work the currency in this game. By completing all the missions, you can do the PvEs, you can do the Voss battle zones, etc., all that type of thing. The Zenkathi battle zones. It's the best way really to get all your money and everything like that. But watch for the promotional stuff. As soon as the new lockbox comes out, if you can find the consoles and everything like that, keep hold of them for later on when that lockbox is gone and dead. you can't get those lockboxes anymore unless they bring them back like they do sometimes. You can actually use some good consoles out there and actually sell them for a little bit more. But there is also a lot of reason to believe that as soon as a lockbox or promotional comes out, if you get a ship, or if you get a ship, that's not really an issue, sorry. If you get stuff like consoles, because you can buy keys on the exchange, but you're best off if you're buying keys on the exchange, sell them for a little bit more, because they'll go. People buy them. They're not cheap things. Let's take you over to the keys, actually. Let's show you the keys. So this actually also works for the upgrade to the fleet modules as well. The fleet modules are pretty expensive as well. Let's get rid of that for a second. Lockbox keys. So the cheapest at the moment is 2 for 6,580,000. Okay, so obviously divided by 2. And that will get you that many keys. So all you do is you, again, charge a little bit more, or, there's no point charging the same amount, but charge a little bit more. If you were to buy them with real money, say you had enough, you could spend a tiny bit, but not enough to get you that ship, you can charge for the same amount of energy credits, that's not a problem. But if you're buying for that many energy credits and then selling them on, then you're not, but basically it's it. That is how you systems. There are other ways of doing it as well, and like I said, they're not the quickest ways, but you will be getting there eventually, and it's just really not to give up on them, because it does work. And before I actually decided to start opening my wallet, that's what I was having to do. I didn't have a choice, I had to do it, and that is exactly what I did. I worked at it, got what I wanted, and then as soon as I could, it was like, take your pick. This wad of cash, just throw it at them. That is all I did. I had to work at it to begin with. I mean, my universe class, the promotional pack, I had to work for that. I didn't have the money for that one, and I really had to work for it. But I got 800 mil, and I ended up buying it on the same day as well. It was coming out soon, so all I did was I started working with it. I started working the system, and I ended up getting the 800 mil. It helped me more because I did have other things in my vault which I could sell at quite a high price, which was fine. But doing that will get you things like that, and that is absolutely fantastic, And that's basically it. So if you're below level 50, like level 20, 30, don't worry, you're going to be getting a new ship. If you can't do those missions, look at your loadouts, because it will have something to do with them. Because those missions with the ships you're given, so when you hit level 20 and you're given a new ship, those missions should be completable with the ship that you've just taken, unless there's something going wrong with your loadout. And that is basically all it is. That's the only issue you're going to be having. I didn't even see that little ship. But by all means, ask people for help. Information. There's a lot of videos that I've got on my channel will help explain loadouts as well. The use of certain consoles. Certain abilities as well. You need to look at your abilities. You need to look at your duty officers, because even at low level you're getting duty officers. I've still got some duty officers that I had from near the beginning, just because I always have a habit of accidentally deleting the ones I actually need, so I kind of don't use them. I don't donate them to the fleet holdings anymore, because I end up using them and I'm just like, oh, I needed that. But that is basically it. There really isn't much else to it. I mean, what I will actually do is I'm actually going to take you back into the space dot, and I will show you some of the ships. I say some of these ships that you can get once you've hit level 50, when you've got to the end game. These are only going to be. I'm not going to take you onto the STO and show you all of that, because, well, it's embarrassing because they all say claimed. They all say claimed, other than the Romulan and Klingon ships. Nearly all of them say claimed. Other than the Yamato, I've never actually gotten the Yamato, which is the Enterprise D looking threat. Ah, hell, I'll show you anyway. Don't judge me, will you? Please don't judge me. Okay, judge me. Judge me. I'm bad. So, these are the tier 6. As you can see, most of them are going to say claim on them. I can claim new ones because I've actually just... actually, I don't know why I can claim more of them, actually. They're normally in red. It might be because I've freed up a couple of slots. But as you can see, all going through here, you've got more there. But they will also be on the little lady down at the yard. I'll take you down there because I can show you some of the ships as well. So let's just go down there. To be honest, before I actually buy a ship, I normally, if she's got it in her for sale section, I normally have a look because this way I can get a good look at the ship. Because if I want a ship not going to be used for competitive playing, and I'm very vain, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like the look of this ship, this, that, or the other, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. So these are all your tier 6 ones. So you've got your escort, which is originally the if I can get hold of it, there you go, the Prometheus class, which is obviously originally from the USS Voyager Star Trek series. But it has all of them. So this is your tactical ship. Let's take you on to the next one. This is the Advanced Heavy Cruiser, which comes in the Excelsior Retrofit, and the Resolute variant. Obviously, the Excelsior and the Excelsior Retrofit are from the original movies, the Retrofit being Enterprise B. The Miranda variant. Obviously, the Miranda variant, or the Advanced Light Cruiser, this is the Miranda variant, is from obviously some of the original series movies, should I say, rather than the original series. But it comes in the Miranda, the Shikar, the Reliant, the Saratoga, and the Centaur, which I never actually liked the look of the Centaur, but I'm actually warming up to it for some reason, so we're going to quickly skip that. The Advanced Research Vessel, which is science. Oh, your previous two also were your engineering-styled ships. This is obviously a science vessel. Then the Nebula class is the original, which is this one here. From the Next Generation, I believe. But it doesn't look too bad, but I'm not a big science ship user, so I'm not going to be using it. I suppose all the other science ships are kind of funky looking, kind of, you know, elongated saucer sections, or they look like a lollipop that's been shoved in a lollipop holder. So having a science vessel that looks like this, more sort of similar looking to, you know, the Galaxy class sort of saucer sections, you know, people may prefer it, to be honest, rather than wacky looking science vessel. We've got a battle cruiser. It's an engineering ship, but it has a fantastic output in damage. If you are a tactical person, you can certainly use it. It comes in the Arbiter variant, which I've done a review on this ship. It is on the channel as well, so check that out if you do like this ship. Or the Avenger. The unique vessel. This has recently come out, actually. This is an escort, so it's a tactical ship. It's not bad. It's pretty smooth. It's not bad. We have got the Carrier Tier 6, which is a big, bulky ship. And a lot of people actually say that it's actually a really decent ship. It's not a bad looking ship. It's not my personal cup of tea to have and use all the time, but it's not a bad one. Okay, then you have got the Dreadnought here, which comes in the Galaxy, the Monarch, the Venture, the Amato, which it's okay. It's okay. If I was to have them, I'd probably still have the Galaxy. But I like the original things. We have the Eclipse Intel Cruiser being a engineering ship. It's not bad, but I expect something more from it, looks-wise. But again, that's me. I'm being picky. The engineering pilot. So all the pilot variants are the Mercury, the Ajax, and the Icarus, which are all tactical, really. They are all escorts. They just have an engineering variant of the tactical ship, a science variant, and obviously the standard tactical. The experimental science vessel. This is originally came from the it from the Star Trek Voyager series as the Dauntless. But it was actually an alien vessel which was disguised as a form of active camouflage. It was disguised as a Federation ship. Because the guy did not like Voyager. But hey, his whole species just got assimilated. Okay, the exploration cruiser, which the original variant is the Galaxy class, but this is again a cruiser, so it's an engineering, so it will suit the engineering officers better. The Galaxy class, there it is. It always have a special part in most people's hearts because look how pretty it is. The Monarch and the Venture. Not bad, not bad, sleek. The Guardian cruiser, very similar to the Galaxy class. We have that all there, just a little bit longer really. Not really much to it. Obviously you have your Type 1 and Type 2 variants. Have a heavy destroyer, you have the Manticore variant, and you have the Chimera. And that's about it. The Oslo variant of the heavy escort carrier. Now, the original variant is the Akira, which is right at the front. Here it is. It's from most of the TV programs. To be honest, it's always in there. It was a pretty decent ship on there, but in the programs and other games. But in this, actually, it lacks quite a bit, I think. Then we have the long-range science vessel. My absolute favourite is the Intrepid, which is the original Star Trek Voyager, Pathfinder, Balathon, Cochrane, and the Discovery. Put that there. The multi-missions, you have a few different variants on this actually, and some of them actually aren't bad looking. But they are a science vessel primarily to use. But you do have obviously different variants on it. And let's just get rid of all of them. The Operations Command Battle Cruiser, it is an engineering ship. Little tip and trick for this, if you have a look at the console slots that are going to be on your screen, you can see, you can normally tell what they are just by looking at those console slots. So this is a cruiser, you can see it's got more engineering slots, which are your little whoop, rather than your smeared star and your wonky eye. But they come in your different sort of variations as well. There we go. We have the Miracle Worker, that's the one. This is the operations one, which is the standard sort of engineering one. But they are all basic engineering cruisers anyway. So again, you can use them for any. Doesn't matter really what you are. If you're going to be using in competitive play, though, I would say if you're a tactical or science, perhaps not. Perhaps go for your respected ships. There's the Tucker variant, which is the tactical, and then the Scott variant, which is the science, I believe. Yeah, I hope I got them right around. Actually, I don't think I did. No, Daystream is the science variant. That's the one. That's called Daystream Institute. The Endeavour, this is the Star Cruiser. So this is the tactical variant of the Odyssey. Kinda. You've got your Star Cruiser, so you've got the Odyssey there. That's the standard sort of looky little ship there. So we had the tactical, which was the Tucker. This is the engineering, I believe, and this is, I think, science. Actually, I think I got them run the wrong way again. You'll find out. You'll find out. You have the Phantom variant. Comes in two differents. It's okay. I'd have the second one because it's spiky. That's Command Battle Cruiser. That's Science, Miracle Worker, Pilot. That's basically it. That's basically it. You have as well, which comes as originally being the Defiant, Deep Space Nine. Comes in all your different colours, patterns, and varieties. As everything else, let's just skip down to these ones. You've got your Paladin variant of the Temporal Battle Cruiser. Now these ones are, again, they're all sea stores. However, to get these variants here, you actually have to purchase both variants. So if you want the original styled tier 6, you have to buy the previous tiers. I believe this one might be, I think this is a tier 3 or tier 4, something like that. But you have to buy them both to get these variants, and you have to. There's no choice in the matter. You've got the Temporal Cruiser. This is a Sagittarius variant, which is the future variant, to which we then have the original series variant. Again, exactly the same. You have to purchase both, or it is tough tits. You've got a Temporal Dreadnought Cruiser here. This is the only variant. The Temporal, obviously your original here. The stick Temporal lot, again, only one variant. And the Temporal Raider, this is a good little one for a competitive play as well. It's a pretty decent little ship, which I had on a review on the channel of this ship, so you can check that out if you like the look of it. And then the Temporal Science Vessel, another Temporal Science Vessel. This is the Lollipop in a Stick Holder. This is the original variant from the original series, obviously. And then you have the Futuristic, which looks like a little motorbike with wings. It does, a little motorbike with wings. But that is the tier 6 ships that you can buy straight from this lovely lass. Obviously, promotional ships that come from lockboxes in this, you will not be able to buy from her. But if you have a look on the Lobby store, if I can get the right one up, you will also get other ships. If you look down here, there's a lot more other ships here. Not all of them are tier 6. But personally, I wouldn't be worrying about them. If you're looking for tier 6 ships, don't worry about all the rest of these, to be honest. I mean, look, there's so many. There's absolutely millions of them. They're all just going, oh, give us your money, and I'm just like, sure, fine, take it. I don't need it anyway. But that's basically it. You can buy some absolute smashing consoles from here as well. As you can see, just kind of like going down here, you get some really good consoles. Some of them, such as the weapon sensor. Where is it? There's another one around here somewhere. I don't know why I'm leaning, because that's not going to help me look. There's nothing in front of me. There it is. The Bounty Hunter's Friend. That's a fantastic little one. The Binaural Infusion Circuits is another great little console as well, and so was that Tachyonic Converter as well. That's a great one too. So if you can get the Lobies to get them, absolutely fantastic, but you won't be having an issue in buying ship. But obviously that's why I went through how to farm the exchange and the lithium earlier on in the stream. So this will be going up on YouTube. So do not worry if you have missed the first part of it. Obviously, just jot back onto there. It all should be up soon. But as far as that goes, that is it. Thanks for watching. I hope I gave you some real good insight on how to get that tier 6. I hope I didn't disappoint too many people by saying do not worry about the ship yet, and do not worry about the tier 6. But it is. Oh, hello. Sorry, I just saw your comment. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. 100,000. That's pretty good. That is pretty decent. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, kudos. But yes, so if you did enjoy it, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is British Gamer Guys. It will be up on the channel pretty soon. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy it all. But as far as that is, that's it. Speak to you later. Bye.